Welcome back to At Home Studios. I'm Jordan.
I'm Levi.
I'm Sarah.
And today we're going to be watching episode 2 of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the Netflix live-action series. I am very excited to get back into it. I thought the first episode was great. I think the show is receiving way too much hate online so far. Granted, only seen the first episode, but we'll see.
As a disclaimer, I feel like we did hate on it a little bit during our reaction of it, but I think that's just because standalone is really good. I think I just don't like change, and I don't like that it's not word for word what the animated one was.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that the longer I've sat with it, the more that I think that I'm glad it's not the animated one. I would be upset if they made a shot for shot the animated one, then I would just think, and this is something I've heard other people say, so this isn't my take necessarily, but if you make it shot for shot as the animated one, then you're just saying that the animation's not as good as live action, when I think it is. It's just a separate world. Does that
yeah. It makes a little bit of sense. I don't know. But I am coming to terms with the fact that it is its own show, that this is not just word for word, shot for shot, the animated series, so yeah. I'm going to try and be a little less harsh.
Have any thoughts?
No, he's just here for the ride.
Just chilling.
He's here to watch the show. And that's what we're here to do too, so let's get into it right now.
Woo!
That music is fantastic.
Yeah.
But your unceasing effort is what led you to the Avatar.
He ran! The ultimate warrior! He's a coward!
I don't know about that. But how many places can there be for an Avatar to hide?
Kyoshi Island is only a few hours from here. According to this, Avatar Kyoshi was the fiercest of warriors and the master of what they call the Avatar State.
Oh?
Another animal for me to love.
Isn't it?
Katara, something's wrong with your bed.
Yeah, please let it be Momo.
Sounds like it.
He's wonderful.
What is that? Oh, wait, here!
A waterbending
My
scroll.
dear Katara, this scroll has been passed down among the waterbenders of our tribe for generations.
Oh, are we gonna go into the temple? Wow.
Goodbye, Gyatso. I'm sorry.
Screw all the other people that burned in the building. We're just gonna bury Gyatso.
Well,
He was
Gyatso
like-
was like his dad.
Yeah.
Warriors? I wonder if those are like actual Chinese symbols for the word that pops up.
I thought it was the same symbols.
I don't remember what the symbol was last time, so I don't know.
Yeah, he looks like a mama, doesn't he?
He does.
Like how you look like a sock? Can't argue with that.
Bet you taste like chicken.
This port houses the headquarters of the Regional Fire Nation Commander.
Oh, this is...
It is a hub of local information. If anything unusual were to happen in the vicinity, it would be reported here.
Like a lotus tile.
You want to ask a... But most importantly, you need to have sticky rice.
Uncle, there's no time for this.
I love the dynamic between them.
I do too, and I also... it feels like Iroh, without outright saying it or doing it, he feels like he's giving the tools to Zuko later on to be able to covertly sort of sabotage the Fire Nation and stuff whenever he's... Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. There would have been signs if he was the Avatar.
How's that for a sign?
I think that might be a sign.
Such a fierce warrior. An only at such a kind heart. Suki, you're too young.
Did we
to know
meet
that there
Suki's
are
mom
many in
last
this
time?
world who will take advantage of
No, I
that
don't think so.
kind heart.
I'm not too young. I just haven't seen the world.
So we will open our village to our guests for 48 hours. I trust that you will respect the limits of our generosity.
So, how are you protecting your people if you're here?
What? I'm not. I mean, I am. I may not physically be there, but still. Sorry, how does it go again? I'm protecting things, I'm protecting the village. hey, the point is, we have a lot in common.
That is why I'm not just a warrior. I'm a Kyoshi warrior.
Hell yeah.
You are? Prince Zuko, what an honor to welcome actual royalty to our humble base. What can I do for the Crown Prince?
We're hoping to attract schools of jumping shark schools.
I don't know what quality it is with some people who have like that undertone of like being a villain just
Yeah.
in their words. You don't have to overdo it,
Yeah.
but he delivers it.
Like you can tell he's not, like, yeah.
Amazing! You're natural.
Well, these are just the easy forms.
It's just, Gyatso used to be the one who trained me. Never really trained with anyone else.
Okay, no, I like this because Aang got over Gyatso
We'll do
really
this together.
fast.
I agree. He kind of just seemed really happy, which it's a cartoon, so they're not going to make him depressed throughout the thing. But yeah, no, it's cool.
Or
That looks good.
That looks
does.
really good.
Not bad. Just try to get drunk with it.
That's how he's gonna be the Avatar.
Yes.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
Avoided. We avoided a lot of things by living the way we do.
Be that as it may.
The Avatar, yes, sir. He thinks he's found the Avatar, according to his crew. They claim to have discovered him at a small water tribe village. Prince Zuko captured him, but then lost him.
Nice. Boomerang.
Seriously? Belle, think about it. Wow.
Yes.
Good. So Suki still shows him up. That's good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I think the Thai warriors are known more for our hand-to-hand fighting and oh, right. Yeah?
It's like Azula trying to flirt. Again, I guess it's hard to not talk about spoilers.
back home, the other kids used to say I was lucky because I never really had to train. But I did have to train. Not to develop my powers, but to keep them under control. I'm sorry! What if nothing in here can help me? What if I never learn how to control my power? How many people will I hurt?
But imagine what'll happen if you don't even try.
That was definitely a darker note, and I kind of liked it.
Same.
Hey, you're not alone. According to this, all the previous avatars are incarnations of your past lives. You are literally not alone. The other avatars are inside you. You want someone to teach you, you just need to figure out how to connect to them.
Chow, he heard something about a flying cow near Kyoshi Island, so he set sail at dawn.
A flying cow?
Feels like maybe this series is gonna focus maybe more on Kiyoshi than Roku. I mean,
Kyoshi was the first one he.
Technically went to,
Yeah.
that is true at the Avatar Day thing. That is
Yes.
true.
and I think at this point they're waiting to do a big reveal for Roku.
Yeah, that's possible too. I just didn't
I
know
feel
if-
like they're trying to push it as far into the season as possible before they have to reveal him, so that it's a like they can turn his reveal into a giant thing.
It's about time.
I like the spirit world.
Same. And to be honest, as far as avatars go, I think Kiyoshi, I think I like her more than Roku. We're gonna see the rhinos.
Ooh, more animals.
I think you're a real warrior.
Not like you. You're not even a bender, and you're the fiercest fighter I've ever met.
I like her without the makeup too.
The power inside. It's the will and desire.
She looks a lot like Suki.
She does.
I think they did good with how they cast everybody so
I
far.
think so too. I mean, Sokka's the one I'm most astonished about. That I'm just like, wow, he looks just like fucking Sokka.
What the world outside was like. The bell.
You're here too. Why? What's happening?
It's the town alarm. Someone's coming.
You need to be a guardian, a general, a mediator, a guide. You must fill several roles, and many of them require unparalleled strength.
That's why I need to master all the bending disciplines? To become strong?
In Pai Show, the first move is not always the best. Knowledge of your opponent, knowing where he might go, is more important than speed.
What was?
So, where there is one avatar,
Pai Sho.
there
No,
may
no,
be
no.
another.
What was the thing that was gonna eat Aang and the giant koi?
Uh,
I don't know if it'll
the
come into play.
Unagi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll show it or not, just because they aren't doing the whole koi fish riding.
Commander, the way I see it, you and your men are the only outsiders here.
An unfortunate perspective.
Okay. I think I know how this is gonna play out.
I wonder if they're gonna do it from the show.
I can't tell you that. Run away from your responsibilities again, and even more will be hurt. Being the Avatar means putting your duties above all else, even your life. A mighty, merciless warrior.
That was pretty sick. Shit.
You wanted to know about the power of the Avatar. I will show you what that power can do.
Yeah.
Yes. I was wondering.
I knew.
Roku's Island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we- Yeah. This is so bad.
Pull back.
Damn right, you better fucking pull back. Except, well, I won't spoil anything.
It's hard not to.
I know. We'll do a spoiler section of our talk at the end. We can talk about
Nifty trick you pulled back there, channeling Scary Lady. Does this mean we'll be seeing more of her?
Kyoshi said I can only call upon one of the past avatars when I'm in their shrines.
What else did she tell you?
We need
Okay.
to get to the
Yeah.
Northern Water
Okay.
Tribe because something terrible is going to happen there.
You have me, Tara, and a flying ball of fur. What more do you need?
Momo.
Really? Feel like I walked into that one.
Don't tell anyone
That's
about the Avatar.
And if you'll permit me, working together, we'd be able to devote twice as many resources to the hunt. Obviously, with your highness taking the lead in all matters.
We would be honored to have your partnership and your loyalty.
Believe me, there is nothing more important to your supreme eminence, the great flame of the world. I am but a humble servant in the southern seas.
The Avatar has returned.
Wow.
Holy hell. That was amazing. I mean, I think that episode hit harder than any episode of the cartoon. Like, I felt more emotion watching that than ever watching the cartoon.
For sure. I think that maybe it's like getting in. I don't know if the first episode didn't like resonate with me because it's like getting into a pool where you stick your toe in and it's cold and then you have to let your body adjust and you can actually enjoy it.
Yeah,
I don't know if
get
that first episode was me like getting over the shock of seeing like this thing so near and dear to my heart changed that I could enjoy it this episode, but I don't know if this episode was just better. It could be that.
It was a really, really good episode.
Could be that my favorite character was in it.
It's true. And I loved the casting of Suki. Had not seen anything of her at all, any trailers or anything, because I had only watched 2 trailers going into it, and it was one with the Fire Lord and Azula and stuff, and then it was one with Aang versus Boomy.
I just hate having to avoid everything on social media.
It sucks.
That does suck.
Oh, hey, Avatar, swipe.
Yeah, I know.
It does suck. But I'm really enjoying the series so far. I loved Kyoshi yelling at Aang. I mean, it felt like a grown-up yelling at a kid that needs to be yelled at.
It really did.
It was like, you need to grow up and realize that you not doing anything has more consequences than you being afraid to do something.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to skip ahead 15 seconds if you don't want a spoiler.
Spoiler moments.
But where they're going to the northern, doesn't the Dakota guy, whatever, that was the Avatar up there, like, come in? Wasn't there an Avatar dude for him?
Were you thinking of whenever he went into, like, giant koi fish mode and, like, destroyed everything?
No.
No?
It may have been a video I watched. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it could have been a core clip.
The only
could have, yeah.
That and the only waterbending avatar we meet, at least in the animated show, besides ignoring Korra,
it may have been a clip from Korra.
It could have been Kuruk, but he was from the Southern Water Tribe as well.
Is that when he went back to ask?
I just thought at one point he called upon one of the water tribe people that was an avatar, and they basically ended up telling him the same thing, like he has to.
You're talking warrior. You're talking about in book spoilers for everyone. Book 3 when he's on the lion turtle and he's calling forth all the past avatars.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's but I knew like at one point he called upon the water tribe dude that basically all of them were just like, oh, you're gonna have to fucking grow up and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
which now that they're doing like the shrine thing, I'm wondering if we're gonna see that avatar whenever they go to the north instead of him being the giant koi fish.
It's possible, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would want it to be the koi fish, because I don't know how you would do UA as a character, that's another thing. This is all, the whole discussion here at the end is going to contain spoilers. Just,
The
if
whole
you
thing.
haven't seen the animated show, don't watch the discussion at the end. So keep that in mind, everyone. We'll put a little disclaimer before we start. UA as a character is intrinsically tied to the spirits. So I feel like if they introduce UA, which I think having Sokka kiss Suki already,
How are they gonna
that's like,
play that?
is Sokka like, I mean, I guess they're not talking like, oh, they're together, but it's just like, if you kiss someone, it feels like you're connecting yourself to them, and then in 3 episodes when he's kissing Yue, does that take away
think about
from
how
the
much
Suki
time's
stuff?
they don't really talk about how much time's gone in between episodes, so it could have been
That's true.
they're going from, let's say, where fucking Mexico is below us in the United States, right, to the Antarctic in the North Pole up there. So it's gonna take them a couple
For sure,
of
and
weeks even flying going
I'm
up
basing
there.
my knowledge off of the animated show, in which it only took them like 3 weeks to get to the North Pole.
But I mean, even
But
3
him
weeks and in the time that it took from Sokka building the bond with Yue while Aang and Nom are training, it's gonna be another 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Him and Suki only had a little fling.
No,
a month's time.
I understand that for sure. It just feels like, I keep looking at the camera and saying spoilers. If Sokka's gonna end up with Suki,
She's in game.
Yeah. If Sokka ends up with Suki and you have Sokka kiss Suki now, does that just like, in my mind, does it just take away everything from Yue meaning anything to Sokka? Because in the animated show, Sokka and Suki have like a moment where they like exchange glances and like look into each other's eyes.
I thought,
but they don't kiss or anything.
They kissed.
No, not until after Yue, because Sokka wouldn't kiss Suki because of Yue for a while.
Yeah, but I thought that they kissed once when he was at Kyoshi. I could be completely wrong. But I really
I'm gonna
thought...
Google it right now,
But
but I'm
even
99.9% certain that they didn't.
Even then, though, Suki was more of a like, yeah, I have a fling, but now we have to leave this island. Y'all aren't ever allowed to leave the island. I highly doubt with how your mom was just telling us.
No,
like we have the
I understand.
I'm not
what
allowed
you're
back,
saying.
so why would I hold these feelings until?
No, I understand what you're saying 100%, and in a real world scenario, that makes sense, and maybe that's just what they're going for. But I just think from a writing standpoint, it seems a bit weird to
make the relationship
start
more...
here,
yeah,
and then Sokka starts another relationship with someone else this season.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to her later on.
I should disclaimer that regardless, like,
anyway, I love the chemistry between them. I thought it was very well written, and maybe they changed stuff with Yue to where it's not so much Sokka and a Yue love thing, but
regardless, in my mind, Sokka and Suki had kissed in the animated series, but whether or not they did, it still wasn't as serious, and there wasn't as much of a bond as there was in that episode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if they did kiss, I feel like it was still more serious in this one than it was in the animated one.
I agree, because whenever... Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends how Sokka reacts in the future, because even in the future, he's still like... I'm trying to think of another time other than Yue. I mean, I know in the Earth Kingdom in Book 2, he's kind of pining over girls and the embossing say and stuff. So maybe he's just someone that's like, he's just a teenage guy that just doesn't take it very seriously until he takes it very seriously.
I was about to say till he realizes, oh hey,
actually,
because isn't
care about this
like
girl.
The moment he kind of realizes he wants Suki is whenever they're on that Airbender prison thing. I mean, obviously he wanted her kind of before that, but like that's the whole like main
whenever,
moment of like them figuring out they're gonna be together is the
that
prison.
/ Serpent's Pass, yeah, because Serpent's Pass is Suki and Sokka's whole thing there, and that's what I was alluding to before. Their whole story there is about Yue coming in between them and stuff. So it maybe I'll just have to see how it plays out. Like I don't want to like make it sound like I disliked the way they did it or anything like that. I loved it. I thought the episode was great. I just thought it was different, and it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. They have a decision to make with UA for sure.
Yeah.
But putting Sokka and Suki's relationship aside, this is a big part of it. But I think we already mentioned Avatar Kyoshi. Was there anything else?
I mean, just the
only thing I don't like about Zhao is I wish that, like, I get he's supposed to be an older dude, but I wish they would have had a little bit more bigger, muscular.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I think that just speaks to firebending in general, that they don't have to be
brute strength,
whereas like earthbenders might be like you're super strong buff
yeah, but
guys.
I mean, even in the thing though, Zhao is a little bit
I mean, I guess,
like,
it's hard to
I'm
tell.
not saying that was bad. I wish he would have been a little more like bulky, built,
looked more like
more
a soldier
yeah,
than like just a regular.
Then,
I get what you're saying.
Then a half General Iroh, right there, where he's got the dad bod going as a warrior, but he's supposed to be General Zhao, the hard ass general.
Oh, another thing about General Iroh, about Uncle Iroh, a very cool editing choice, and I'll make sure to get it in the reaction. The moment it feels like Zhao is threatening Zuko, it cuts in on a shot of Iroh, and it's just fire in his eyes, and you can see the fire in his eyes. And
I missed that.
Yeah,
my god,
really cool.
I did love the. I don't remember when did they first introduce Iroh as the Dragon of the West.
I mean, Zhao definitely did it. It might have been that episode where they go into that port, or it might have been whenever that Zhang episode was, because I think those and then the North Pole are only really the times they are all together communicating.
It makes me. I want to keep watching the animated series just to.
I know.
Spoilers, but get to the book 3.
Yeah.
Moment
yeah, for sure.
What else?
This episode, I mean, 9 out of 10.
The spirit world.
I like the way the spirit world looked. I cannot get over how much I enjoyed more, because that was a thing that I remember thinking as an adult watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, of these Roku in them, or maybe not Roku, but like people are being way too soft with Aang. Maybe they're just looking at like, oh, he's just a 12-year-old kid. But in my mind, everyone's going to have the same reaction to Sokka. Like, this dude abandoned us and ran away from his responsibility. And because of that, lots of people are dead and the world is devastated. And Kyoshi does not pull back on that. He's like, if you run away again, even more people are going to die, and that's going to be on you.
Here's one thing I do want to state, though. In the animated series, it showed Aang physically running away.
Yeah.
He was gone. He was leaving. I don't think he had any plans of coming back. In this show,
he was like, let's go fly around.
He's on his way back.
Yeah.
And
that is different. But at the same time, I mean, you get the same process. You get the same feelings for Aang, I think, whether or not he was committed to the runaway, because either way, he's like,
I'm not ready for this. I need space.
I still chose the responsibility because I panicked, and this is why that happened.
Yeah.
So.
Overall, excellent.
Excellent. I'm so excited to watch the next episode now. Can't wait. Y'all have any other thoughts?
I don't think so. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts racing.
I have
in
a
my
lot
mind
of thoughts,
about
and I'm
this.
sure we'll think of more that we'll talk about in the beginning of the next episode. But for now, I think let's see you guys next time and see. I don't know.
Just cut it right there.